Built for this network, for the strong, not the weak.
It's official. Style Guys is trending for the holiday season. Located 1252 Burnham Ave in Calumet City. Being black owned and operated with new items weekly, in store, and even online. And with over 50,000 followers online, you can't miss out. Sales going on till 2022. Like jogging suits, hoodies, t-shirts, Jordan Craig, smoke wraps, crisp, sweaters, and so much more. So beat the lines and order online from Style Guys, 1252 Burnham Ave in Calumet City. Contact them today at 708-801-9481. Again, 708-801-9481. Or check them out from Tuesday to Saturday from noon to 7 p.m. or Sundays from noon to 5 p.m. Style Guys, 1252 Burnham Ave in Calumet City. Life, fashion, style. Follow some of the newest styles by Style Guys in Calumet City. Lock in The Style Guys on IG or look them up, thestyleguys.com. Gone wild.
God bless you. The road can get lonely when God tests you. A prayer for my teenage son, nieces, and nephews. Bless me with this ministry gift, so I'ma bless you. And peace to the homie T. Jordan, we ain't forget you. And peace to all the urban disciples, much respect due. Escape the temptations and lust before it catch you. Got a lot going on in my mind, about to let loose. And tell the hood you do it for Christ, watch them neglect you. Don't let them dress shoes and suits get you confused. I pay my dues in these streets like you, right after school. I used to blow green and stay on my grind. Them dope fiends used to steal for them 20s and dimes. It's cold out here. Them youngest got the neighborhood shook, they bold out here. It's hard growing old out here. Lock your doors, cause in the trap you get it stole around here. A full clip and high meals is like gold around here. Cause we survivors, single black mothers, hustlers and robbers. Lab rats under attack, they brainwash. Stole our history and taught us a new one, cause we a threat. Instead of genocide, we in the projects, we projects.
Welcome everybody, this is your man HRap B coming at you live and direct. You know how we do this. This is the opening episode of the dopest podcast, father only Father to Son podcast in the universe. HRap and B. My son is B. But before I do this, you know how I do this. You know this is a podcast. You can catch us on Spreaker.com, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, Podcast Addict, and Deezer. Apple Podcasts as well. You have to just look up Built for This Network, or while you're on YouTube, I need you to subscribe, hit the like button, share, tell a friend to tune in, and we will be here every other Wednesday, bi-weekly. We're too dope to get y'all all this every week. Y'all OD. So this is my man, and then you know how I do it every week. Family members, we must respect our ancestors. Our ancestors are vital to our existence. Most people don't understand that, but they are. They are that way. We salute everybody connected to the name Pollard, Whitmore, Patterson, Turner, Battle, Cotton, Harper, Bailey, Shaw, Walker, Thompson, Chris, Lansdowne, Liggins, Duncan, Trotter, Brandon, Brandy, Lott, Wilson, Johnson, and you know me and my son, B. Jella. We are the Williams clan. We are in the building. Rooster's grandson is in the building. What's good, Junior?
How you feeling, Pop?
I'm good. Hey, we can finally defunk this whole thing that you look like me. You ain't that dope. I am. So, you know. Yeah.
Listen, I don't remember too many times going, you Brian's son, but a couple people that came up to you and said, hey, you BJ Daddy.
I don't know that. I don't know none of that.
It's cool. It's all right.
Hey, man, my daddy's blood is on that name.
Hey, man.
My daddy's blood on that name. Your daddy blood on that name?
Y'all made it a hot song. I mean, a hot line. I made it a hot song.
No, man. Slow down, Junior. Slow down, Junior. Well, y'all know me, HRap B, father, podcast host, community activist, lover of the peoples. Y'all don't know the young man to my right, to your left, my right. See me, see you, see him, and see me. This is HRap B, and this is HRap, and that is B. Introduce yourself, young fella.
I'm BJ, 27.
You 27?
28, man.
And you don't even smoke weed. You don't even smoke weed tonight.
Hey, man, the last couple years been rough for everybody, man.
Oh, okay.
But I've been working in Colder for 6-7 years, going on 10 right now.
Thank you, Alfred.
I tried my best. I have done my best to stay out of trouble. I've lived in Chicago my whole life. I like to say I'm internationally known, locally respected. I grew up on the north side of Chicago.
You're a line jacker.
You said what?
You're a line jacker.
Don't be a hater. I grew up out west. I grew up north, kicked it west, lived south for a little while, and now I currently work in the hundreds, and I also did a little work over east.
All right. Work, huh? That's what you call it, what you do. All right.
Hey, man, don't hate the player. Hate the game.
Man, well, let me explain to the peppers exactly why we're doing this. This is going to be a podcast about the perspective of a young man and an older man. We are a couple guys named Brian. We see the world in two different ways. He sees the world from the perspective of a person who was born in the 90s. I was born in the 70s, the greatest decade in the history of the universe. Yeah, I said it. We got it. Bam. See how people with 70s look? See how people with 90s look? Yeah. Since you stopped getting them haircuts on my dime.
Yeah, they were, man, I wish I would. You know what they talk to you, man? They want $100.
Yeah, right. Hey, you need to come back out west. Yeah. Hey man, you better come back out west, Jackie. Y'all being off.
They cut Lil Durk and Polo G and all.
Yeah. You better get you a barber that's cutting Fred.
Man, look, man, take this $40.
Man, you got it, Jack. But this is gonna be a podcast about two men looking at the world from two different perspectives. This week we're just gonna introduce you to us. We're gonna talk about our relationships, the trials and tribulations. We have an excellent relationship now, but at one point he was calling himself Tariq and calling me Ghost. We're gonna talk about that. And it's gonna be some hard conversations. All of them not gonna be easy. We're gonna talk about news. We're gonna talk about music. We're gonna talk about current events. Talk about people like goofy ass Kanye, and we might even come up with an award every week. Get your goof ass out of here award. But you want to add anything to that, boy? Why?
Not really. Just I just want to make this as fun as possible. I want you to hear me out as well as I hear you out on exactly your thoughts and your feelings about this.
No, most definitely.
There's a lot of people that see the younger generation now and they just say, "Oh, the hell with them," and they not doing it right, and this and that, and y'all just don't know what y'all doing, and we really kicked down a lot of doors.
Indeed. You know what? It's not one of the questions, but I'm gonna ask you this, man. It's not this. I'm throw you a curveball. How do you see how do people in your generation see people in my generation? It's easy to be my son and know me. But what about the other people?
Personally, let me say this too before I answer that. Once we do this, I really don't want to look at you as my father. I want us to have a conversation. Right? So
We always have conversations, so it's regular conversation.
I want them to understand this ain't no BJ giving no father-son answer.
Oh, okay.
Me and you on a conversation. I mean, me and you on the phone cussing each other out like, hey, man, no, that ain't how that's supposed to be. But
you cuss me out, I'm socking you in the nose when I see you.
But you know, understand what I'm saying. But
Yeah.
for the most part, a lot of people in my generation and even younger just felt like they're not understood.
Okay.
And it's a fair assessment to say they're not. And then, when a lot of things is going on, a lot of people have raised themselves and did for a lot for themselves. So it's kind of hard to tell someone like that too. To tell them what to do or this is the way you're supposed to go, because it's like, y'all are used to this, but we want you to understand that this is a newer way of doing it.
Do you think y'all were allowed to make mistakes? Or y'all feel like, because if you were allowed is one thing, do you feel like you were allowed to make mistakes is something totally different?
Do I feel like...
Or just the general, we're going to speak in generalities.
Yeah, just, do I feel like we were allowed to make mistakes?
Or it's just, you're messing up. Everything was, you're messing up. We were just that, and you wasn't allowed to make a mistake, or did you feel like you could make a mistake?
Me personally, I feel like I could have made a mistake, but I know a lot of people didn't feel like they didn't because their parents were on their back so much. So your generation, y'all seen the crack epidemic and y'all seen the world crumble. And y'all didn't, and for example, you didn't want that for me. So you stood on my shoulders. You seen the future of what could happen. So you was like, oh man, that's the Tyreek and Ghost reference.
Right.
Like you understood, like, hey, this world ain't no joke. But a lot of people don't understand that that's to better you. And I didn't even understand it back then either.
Right. I mean, for the record, me and my son, we always loved each other. We weren't friends though. We hang out, but then it was always, I was tough. I was a little overzealous. I can admit that. I was overzealous. And as he stated, I always wanted the best for him, and I saw the things that were, and I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to ask you this question. I'm going to tell you why. I always wanted the best for him, and I always saw the potential in him, but I stood on his neck, maybe a little too hard. And it made some of our interactions abrasive, but we would always talk about it. And then, like, even after, corporal punishment, spankings, whippings, whatever you want to call it, he was angry, and I would call him downstairs, and I would tell him why I did what I did, or why I was on his neck, and that helped in the long run. In the intermittent, it didn't do anything. So that's why this is the first question. What was the hardest part about being my son?
Understanding that you wanted the best for me, and that you weren't just some jerk.
Okay. Expound on the jerk part.
Like you said, a lot of the corporal punishment was overzealous, over the top, everything, all the big words you could think of. But again, one thing that me and you've always had was 9 out of 10 on the Richter scale, communication.
Mm-hmm.
I did this because of this. You may not understand it right now, and you might still be mad. I vividly remember you telling me that. Like, you might still be mad. You still might hate me. But I guarantee you when you get older, you will understand. And to this day, I understand, like, I was just laughing with somebody. There's not a day that goes by that I almost don't hear your voice in my head, because it's like, it's not literally, like, no exaggeration, where I don't hear your voice in my head. So, this ain't it. BJ, this ain't that. BJ, this ain't this. Or I even be in a room full of men, or, like, in my line of work, I meet hundreds of people every week, and you have conversations with them, but I'm trying to sell them something. And then you see their emotions, and I kick it with my cousins and their friends, and I see their emotions. It's like, you didn't grow up with a father. And anybody who grew up with a mother and a father, they can tell you, like, nah, those ways aren't manly at all. Like, them some feminine ways. That don't make you a bad person. on earth. But then they weren't raised by both.
Mm-hmm.
But you do lack certain things when you don't have both.
Indeed. And to expound on the tough times, right? That was my problem. You know, Grandma. My mother was tough as hell. And she was tough as hell for all the right reasons, right? And I'm going to tell you, even this, me and you never talked about this. The reason, I used to always say, like, my number one thing with you, like you said, I used to say, BJ, hey, man, you're going to hate me now, man. Remember, you were 14, you came home, you about to go to high school. I said, let me tell you something. Between today and the day you graduate from high school, you'll probably hate me until you graduate from high school. Remember I told you that? I said, you're going to probably hate me, but...
And in my head, I said, I hate you now.
right. We talked about that. And I was like, you probably hate me until then. I say, but when you turn 20 and you start talking to people, you're going to be like, damn. And I used to always tell you, I say, hey, BJ, let me tell you something, man. As you get older, the worst thing in the world to hear is my voice after you make a mistake. I say, that's the worst thing you ever want to hear. You never want to hear my voice after you make a mistake. Now, let's get into the overzealous part. Now, I've learned this as an adult. Spanking and whipping and corporal punishment, whatever you want to call it, that wasn't the way. That's something we inherited from being enslaved. And that trauma, that's actually trauma, right? And you pass it down from generation to generation, and you've been brainwashed into believing physical punishment is the only way to get through to somebody. It wasn't the way to get through me, because, hell, my mother was a drill sergeant. I still did what the hell I wanted to do. You know how many times hanging out with Aunt or hanging out with other people, I knew I was supposed to be in the house at 11. I'm like, hey, I'm going to take this ass, but right, I know. Man, I'm finna snitch on you now. Well, I'm finna snitch on me too. But that's why it would be times that she'll be like, Pop, you'll call me. Yeah, you be on your cell phone. Hey, Pop, my mama said I got to be in the house at 10. But the party don't start at 9. And I say, okay, me and Vince hanging out, because you knew me and Vince somewhere drinking. I say, okay, because I trusted you. You never knew how much I trusted you, but I trusted you. So I would tell you to tell your mama at 10 that you with me. Right. And then you had to be where you said you were going to be, and I would come get you. The reason I would do that is because what you didn't see is this African proverb. The eyes see everything but themselves, right? You can see everything, but you can't see your eyes. I saw who you were, and I knew I could trust you. So the overzealous part is, you know what I saw when I looked at you? I saw why my mama called me in every lie I ever told. Because it was transparent, and you were a carbon copy of me. I done had the oratory skills to tell you. Well, actually, I had them, but they were mixed in with emotion because, as you stated, grew up without a father. I got this mother who doing mama and daddy things, making shit happen, right? But I didn't have the balance. So I reacted. And as I got older, I understood, don't react so much. So I saw too much. Like, I know my shortcomings. I know all my flaws, right? Contrary to popular belief, I know every fucking problem. I got a short fuse. My fuse was that short back then. This is about this short now. You know what I mean? It still ain't long, but it's way longer than it was, right?
Right.
So I used to look at you and see me. And I'm like, and I've been telling you this since you was about 10. BJ, you smarter than me. You'll be like, man, Pop, you smart. I'm like, BJ, you smarter than me, though. The reason you were smarter than me because you had way more confidence than me. You were fearless. And I wanted that feel. Like I knew what part of my thing was. I wasn't fearless. So I needed you to take that fearlessness and wipe out that lazy shit that you inherited from me. And then you could have been the greatest. But I didn't have the ability to remove the emotions of being your father and wanting the best and explain it to you. So it turned out into maybe one or 13 or 45 extra whoopings for you.
Exactly. But I mean, I eventually got it because if it would have been explained like how it is now back then, we'd probably be millionaires because that confidence thing has taken me way past I've ever thought I could ever go. Like, I'm not the most successful. I don't have the greatest bank account, but when I talk to people, they understand exactly what I'm saying. They understand exactly where I'm coming from. I listen, which means that that's a very, very excellent skill that a lot of people don't have.
Not at all.
You have no other choice but to hear me because I'm making noises and clapping my hands and all that other stuff. But what am I trying to say? You have no choice but to hear me, but to listen is a skill. What are you gonna say?
Hey, man, this is the Image Bench Podcast, HRap B. This is a podcast with me and my son every week. Every other week we'll come on, and we're going to talk about the trials and tribulations of being father and son. We're going to talk about how the world has been shaped, and we're going to talk about that temper that he got from me and my mother and my father. As y'all know, me and my pops, we never got a chance to meet, but I know my family, and they've told me about my pops. And I grew up with my mother, and my mother was mean as a snake sometimes. She was the black mamba. So he got that from, what's up, Rev? He got that from me, and I saw it. See, one of the beautiful things about being a father is you get a chance to look at your son and see everything that's good and bad about you. And we're going to continue to talk. He got interrupted briefly, and he'll be back shortly, but it is a lot of fun talking to him because we laugh and we joke about the bad times now. But like I said, man, at one point, my man was like Tariq and I was Ghost, and we was at the nightclub. And Tommy was coming. I ain't had no Tommy, though. But luckily, we were able to continue to grow as a younger man and an older man. And that's what the podcast is going to be about. A young man having a conversation with an older version of himself, and an older version of a man having a conversation with a younger version of himself. And then we are going to continue to grow as human beings. You know, we have friends and family watching, and I need you guys to continue to watch because we're not gonna pull any punches. We're not gonna pretend. What's up, Angry Man Junior?
But you can finish what you're saying, then I'll finish my.
Oh yeah, man. It's just a situation, man. It took a lot of growth. I didn't have the guidance. You know, we had Uncle Rory, you had Uncle Richard. You know, you had other people in our family that stood in. Ray. You didn't know Ray. Ray passed away before you came of age enough to know him. But you know, they would talk to me. But like you said, it's nothing like having that father in the house. That father in the house thing. And like, I'll give you an example. We'll cover that later. Go ahead, do it.
But yeah, like I said, that confidence thing just soared me into a whole nother lane in life. Like I said, I was talking about the listening thing. I can listen very well. Listening meaning I can hear exactly what you're saying to me, understand, and I can put my feet in your shoes.
Right.
Like, I understand exactly where you're coming from, and I can agree to disagree, or we can agree.
Exactly. And that's the key, man. Empathy, being able to put yourself in another man's shoes. Because, see, you know, it's easy to say, yeah, I understand. I get it. Like God rest her soul, Aunt Mom. I didn't understand when Aunt Mom passed away. Aunt Mom passed away 87, right before my birthday. And it's a seminal moment. When my mom died and Aunt Mom died, Aunt said two things that may have mentally saved my life. The first time was when Aunt Mom died. We sitting on the stoop on Cedric. We just sitting there, you know. We too young to really be able to process what really happened. You don't know what to say. And Aunt turned to me. He said, you know, man, when you wish you get a whooping or something, and you wish bad shit on your parent, don't do that no more. And it resonated because, you know, we always was in trouble. And we always, man, you shut the fuck up, you know, all that. So, and then when Grandma died, Aunt reached out. You know, I'm just sitting in the crib, I'm chilling, laying on my back. I ain't really doing nothing. And Ant called me again to the rescue. Ant. And he say, hey, man, what you doing? I was like, nothing. He said, hey, why don't you come on through, man? I go over his crib. We get to laughing and joking. And my energy started going down because now I'm thinking about my mama. You know, she only been gone. She had been in the ground about a week. And I'm like, oh. And he looked over and he looked at me. I said, man. He said, you cool? I said, yeah, I'm cool. I said, just don't feel like I'm old enough for my mother to be dead. Now, mind you, Aunt Mother's been dead for 25 years. And he go, yeah, man. I know what you mean. And instantly I go, damn.
I was about to say, you went instantly.
I'm like, what the hell? How am I feeling bad? And Aunt Mama, all this time, you know, I got the right to feel bad. I'm not saying that I don't, but it brings things in perspective. And that's what listening will get you, because a lot of people will tell you, man, I know what you're saying. But they don't understand because they ain't been through it. But Ant understood on every level, every single solitary level. Every single solitary level, Ant understood. So, yeah, man, listening and get you way farther than talking. You got 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. So, and another thing, we'll talk about that after I ask this question. Where the rest of the questions at? Next question. Best part about being my son. And I'll tell you my favorite moment about you. It's one is insanely funny, and the other one, I was proud of you.
The best part of having you as my father is the moments I have, and the memories I have, as well as the moments I have with other people.
Mm-hmm.
Because you may not notice, I don't think I've ever talked to you about this. I reference you a lot. I reference you like I reference God. Like, man, my old man taught me this. Like, nah, that ain't how that's
God, though. Say that again. That God part.
I reference you a lot, like, because I know as a kid, you was my hero. I seen you as a superhero. So when you gave me facts, I knew they were facts, and I didn't have to double check them. And on top of that, if anything was ever wrong, you would be like, you know what? That may not be right. You might have to go do a little bit more research on that, but that's about as far as I know. And then I had people like Vince I can call. Then I had my cousin like Jew, who into books like crazy. I can call him and ask him about anything. He'd explain it, break it all the way down. He'd be like, you understand? I'm like, yeah, cool. And then I also had like my cousin Chris. He'd break stuff down for me. Yeah, I love people. In my corner, I could really get down and get busy with. So, but back to the original question. The original point. Like, that's the best part about having my father. I can always think back to it. Whenever I needed this, money, video games, haircuts, the best part was the knowledge. I could always reference like when you was on podcast with Rita. When you and Rita did the last show, he was my manager was watching too. He was like, "Oh man, do you remember the times he talking about?" I'm like, "Not really, because it's a million of them."
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it sounds familiar, but you don't understand how many times we didn't been in the car and driving and listening to music, and I don't even know where we going. We might have just hit a couple extra blocks just so we can finish this album.
The best part about having you as my son is the first time you told me that. You told me you was about 12 years old, and we was in a bad place at this point. And I don't even know what made you say it, but you was like, you know what, Pop? You my hero, man. That made my decades, you know what I mean? Because I never wanted to be your hero per se. I just wanted to be a good father. And being a good father, you know, I had to be tough on you because the reason, and I don't know if I ever told you, I'm telling you, the reason I was so tough on you it's because you reminded me so much of me. And I know I haven't lived up to my, at that point, I didn't, even at this point, I haven't lived up to my full potential. And you, man.
And I completely understand, not to cut you off, I completely understand it. Because, only reason I understand that to the fullest is because everything you told me came right into friendship. Like, everything. Like,
Thank you, Alfred.
You literally gave me my first hustle. Like, we have, in my store, we have a G-Shock account. We have a G-Shock account. And they was laughing at me because I was laughing at the watches. And I was like, don't you laughing? I said, this was my very first hustle in high school. My first hustle in high school, my old man bought me a box of fake G-Shocks and said, sell these and you gonna re-up. Give me my money back. You keep your profit. But what you do with your profit is you go buy some more watches and walk the band and keep going. I didn't understand that. I'm like, I'm weighing these.
I remember that.
I'm weighing these. You like, BJ, what you doing? Weighing the watch. What you mean what I'm doing? I'm getting fly. What's wrong with you? I'm switching out G-Shocks every other day. Man, I hit him with the white one on Friday because I know that's the flashiest one. Hit him with the green one on one day because that's the most classy. Man, please.
And the reason I ain't getting mad at you, because that's what I would have done. I'm telling you. That's what, man, do you know how many times your grandmother looked at me like I should slap each one of your teeth out your mouth. I should start in the back and just slap each one of them out your damn mouth. Because my mother, look, I remember when I got turned on to the hustle with my mama, you know, the DJ stuff. This is what she did. This before your time. You a CD, MP3 kind of guy. But she gave me the tables, right? So she say, put these songs on the tape. And I go, all right. She brought me these tapes, these Sony tapes. I said, okay. I get into it. She listened to it. She said, now sell them. I'm like, sell ain't no. And I didn't do it. I just made some music, turned it to my Walkman, and went to school. And Richard started doing it and was killing it. And I was like,
I remember you told me to do that. I ate off that for a while. See, this when the MP3s was going crazy. You taught me how to download music.
And then I even taught you how to DJ. Say, BJ, make these.
Yeah. Wait, this is before the DJing though. You taught me how to download music. And I was like, look, because you have bought me an MP3 player. So you was like, just make a playlist and then just put it on there and then show it to your friends and they gonna want the playlist. So after a while, what I used to do was I used to listen to my music. What you listen to, I let them listen. This is what I do. I let them listen to it in class, hoping that God it didn't get took, but they like the music. So they go, man, I need that. So give me $5. I'm gonna take this home. I'm gonna put the exact. I ain't gotta download no new music. All I gotta do is just slide it over, and we had the CD juking at the point. It was crazy. Man, we had the CDs going crazy at that point.
Yeah, I was killing the game.
Unlimited music.
Yes. I remember that, man. I was like, and I remember.
Hold on, I remember one time, just to finish the MP3 story. I remember one time they got so mad at me because they thought I was using different files, like putting these. Like if somebody gave me a list, I would give it to them. But somebody was like, "Hey, man, I want what you got, man. I like that." I didn't put 10 of the same songs on the same MP3 player, and then everybody sitting around going, "Hey, how you singing along to what I'm playing?" I'm like, "Hey, man, look," because you can see, I will never forget this. I was in computer class. We used to have free time in computer class, and you could see people listening to the words to their songs. And then they eventually caught on like, hey, you got that on yours? What's your number 3 track? Like, oh, man, they got me.
Oh, I told you. I say, BJ, I ain't using these anymore. Copy these. But see, you never want to hit me. I used to be like, look, BJ, don't nobody in Chicago got these songs. And you was like, I got it.
I remember when you discovered Rick Ross.
I remember that.
Oh, Rick Ross in Chicago. A lot of people don't want to hear that.
I stumbled upon that too. It was 2:00 in the morning on a Sunday. You know, I was working off about 3 hours of sleep back then. And I was like, I'm gonna shut it down after this. And I saw hustling. I was like, what is this? Every day I'm hustling. And then you woke up the next day, I said, hey, B, I'm finna set it off with this.
And I didn't even like it.
He was like, man, I ain't gonna like this shit.
Hey, put Soulja Boy back on.
Yeah. But that's why, like, you know, like I said, man, you thought I was just being tough on you, but I wasn't. I saw all my flaws. And the one day, we never talked about this, but I know you was mad, and then I won the bet, and you ain't want to admit it. You ain't want to give me my P's, but I always wanted that. I've been always wanting to ask you about this. That day that you spent you had that long sleeve T-shirt.
Jesus, I knew you.
Yeah, Jack.
I said in my head, watch this man gonna bring up that LeBron polo.
Yeah.
And I went into, it was City Sports on Madison.
On Madison and Pulaski.
And I think I spent at the
You
time.
spent $72 on a fucking T-shirt. I was like, what? I was like, no, man, we taking this back. You was cooking.
It was an LRG shirt.
Yeah, it was an LRG shirt. I said, man, we taking this shit back. I'm not paying no $70 for no damn T-shirt. And then we took it back. He only gave us $65. And then he gonna try to give us a pair of socks. I almost hit his ass in the face with those socks. And then I took you back to the crib. And I said, look, man, you ain't spending this type of money, man. And that's when we was talking about money and everything. And then we went out to the store. And I bought... Yeah, we went to Marshall's. I was like, look, you gonna get this new shirt. And we went back to the crib. We got the shirt from Marshall's. And I bought the shirt. I said, I'm gonna buy the shirt. You had $65. I put $65 on the TV. I said, how much money you need to kick it? And you was like, $30. You still hot. I say, look, I'm gonna take this $30. I'm gonna give it to you out of my pocket. I said, we're gonna sit your $60 on the TV. I said, if these little girls up here give you peas, I don't hear no noise. I said, we ain't buying no new gym shoes, none of that. We gonna wipe off all these 45 pair of sneakers in the damn house. You got shoes that you ain't never wore but one time. And you gonna wipe them off with this 409. Yeah, and you was like, and it pissed you off. I know it pissed you off because when I picked you up, little Mike and little Vince ran to the car. Uncle B, can you take us to get one? And you just looked at me like. Hey, the best part was when we came in the house, right? And you tried to walk your slick ass up to the TV and pick up your money and go upstairs. I said, nah. Give me $30. Chump. What were you thinking that night, Jack?
See, I always thought you was so much of a jerk that I just had to prove you wrong.
Oh, yeah.
It was like this. His record can't be this strong. That's my whole thing. Like, he can't be right all the time. He's gonna get one of these wrong, and this gonna be it because everybody like LRG was the hottest thing on earth at the time. Didn't nobody know about no King James in my head because I wasn't into sports.
Right, you was like, I'm sports.
I'm like, I don't care about him. Look, Mike talking about Kobe right now. You talking about King James. Look, Vince in the new Jordan. You talking about some LeBron.
You just stuck with me, boy. Now, what's one of your favorite moments? Give me your top three, because one is too hard. We kicked it hard. We kicked it super hard.
Probably, in no order, probably that time we sat courtside at the Bulls game.
Oh, when Yao Ming and Tracy McGrady was there. That ain't even that's not making my 10,000. You know why? That's the night we got food poisoning, Jack. I don't think about that night.
I was out of school for like a week.
Yeah. I was off work for about a week. Nah, I don't talk about that. You keep that one. Okay, we got that. That's your list. I ain't been back to the UC since.
You know what I recently just did too? No, not did, but I've recently just seen the time you taught me how to make donuts out of biscuits. Now everybody air fryer crazy. Oh man, donuts is a bit.
He's doing that in the 90s. Knock it off.
That ain't nothing new. I've been here poor activities.
Right. It's post skills, man. And give me your third one.
Probably the third auto show. Every year the auto show.
Auto show. Okay. One of my favorites, three of my favorites is the Mr. Gray episode. The Mr. Gray episode, because y'all don't know what the Mr. Gray episode was. BJ is his father's son. And what I mean by that, we both were the class clown. Neither one of us had to realize that while everybody was laughing at our jokes, they was doing their damn work and we were failing, but we were funny. So this is one disciplinarian. He focused on BJ, and for whatever reason he wanted BJ to be a thug. And that was the year we went to Disneyland. So he was about to Mr. Gray was picking on him. And then he called me up to the school. So I came with that collared shirt, I'm looking fake professional, because they don't know. That's the only time I was gonna wear that mess in public. And he went to line on BJ. And BJ was like, wait a minute. I said, ah. And so he thinking, when I checked BJ, like, shut up. And BJ thinking, this fat motherfucker tripping again. And
you told me on the outside.
Yeah. No, I'm telling them. I'm giving them the backstory.
No, I'm talking about before we got in the office, you said, don't say that. I'm finna see if he lying.
Right.
And then I started talking, then he was like, that's when he thought you was checking.
Yeah. Yeah, I forgot about that. I say, hey, don't say nothing. See if he gonna lie. So Mr. Gray started lying with his punk ass. Yeah, he's still a punk. What, 12 years later? Yeah, he's still a punk.
Yeah, I got a couple homies that still looking for him.
Yeah, I can see why. And you was like, hey, you thought she was in trouble leaving. But see, I was like, nah, man, he was lying because I knew you. See, the thing is, man, it's like when my mother, I always go back to grandma. 99% of the time, it goes back to grandma. And I asked grandma, why you never talk, grandma talked to me about dying, what to do after she died. And this is we talking about in the 80s. We didn't even think she would ever be sick, right? She talked to me about finance and taking care of yourself and cooking and things like that. And I asked, I say, you talk to me about everything. Why didn't you ever talk to me about drugs? She said, I knew you weren't that type of kid. And that's how it was with me and you and Mr. Gray. Mr. Gray was accusing you of things like bullying. I know you were a jerk, you were lazy like me. I mean, you were literally a carbon copy of me, right? Mm-hmm. But you wasn't that. So when he did that, nah, man, move around, John. The next thing, one of my favorite moments is when I went to Miami and left you my car. And I gave you money. I say, BJ, don't put that trash gas in my car, man. I gave you like $50. I said, I know you got money. If you need money, you go gas money, man. I'm only gonna be gone 4 days. It should last you. And you picked me up from the airport, and my car was. I was like, and I let you sweat for a little while. I said, hey man, why you let your mama put this gas in my car? You was finna, and he was like, oh, how you know? I was like, yeah, man, because I had that. The reason I knew it, because I had let you keep my car several times. Me and Vito would kick it. Me and Mike would kick it. I'd jump in their car and you would take my car. And it never came back with the trash gas in it. So when you had the trash gas in it and I gave you money,
Yeah.
your mom.
I was with Michael. We was say, this how dirty I was. You gave me the gas money and told me where to get the cheap gas at. You was driving all the way into Oak Park on Madison. You said, look, just drive. Look, I know you don't want to spend the money, but look, get this type of gas, and this is where it said cheaper. Just go out there and get it. You be cool. Man. Oh, Falcon fuel. You know what? I never said this out loud. I never thought about this. That's probably why that engine went out on that show.
Putting that cheap gas in my car.
That trans went out first. You put a whole new trans in it.
And then the motor went out.
And the motor go out.
Now, this gonna blow your mind. This is my all-time favorite moment. This is my all-time favorite BJ Bryant moment. I don't know what happened, but I used to always tell you, BJ, you can speak your mind. You know, if you think I'm wrong, show me I'm wrong. And you freaked your mama out. It was like a double win. We started off like no. And I kept pushing you. And I was pushing you so you would speak your mind because you kept being my son. But I could see that you knew what you felt I was wrong, even though I was right that time. But I kept pushing you. And then it came one point in the conversation. You was like, no, Dad, it's this. You were dead ass wrong. And Nikki come running out the kitchen. Don't be yelling at your daddy. I was like, he's speaking his mind. And you was like, okay, he finna fuck me up. I was like, nah, he's speaking his mind.
You kept that one in.
Yeah, I was like, nah, he's speaking his mind. He got the right, and I used to always tell you, you got the right to disagree and stand on how you feel.
Correct.
And that was the day that you were like, blah, 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 blah. You were wrong, but I was like, no, it's this. And your mom was, don't be yelling at your daddy. I was like, look, relax. He's speaking his mind.
I kind of remember. I'm vaguely remember.
That's my favorite moment because then it wasn't, I'm scared to speak my mind to my dad. That's when you realize, oh, he ain't lying.
Exactly. And I kind of, like I said, I kind of remember it because after that, it was always a conversation versus a talking to.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about this? Or, look, man, this was wrong because of this. It was still you stupid for doing that, but it was still and this is why.
Right.
And what were you thinking so I can have a better understanding? You used to always tell me, what were you thinking so I can have a better understanding?
And then you would still lie. Hey, remember this? BJ, it don't make a difference what you did. Just don't lie. And then what's the next thing come out your mouth?
I lied. I don't know why I got that.
I know where you got it from. You got it from me. Because that's what I was saying. That's why I used to always tell you.
Many times you told me, like, look, you not in trouble. Like, let's just be, look, before we start this, I remember so many times when you said, look, before we even start this right now, get all the lies out your head, right? Look, I remember when you be sitting there playing Xbox, and you would give me a shot. Look, collect your thoughts. You be playing college basketball, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna tell them the truth. You want me that bad. So what happened? I don't know.
I would have went for I don't know. Cause see, that's what you ain't realized, man. I don't know is an appropriate answer when you 15 years old and your parent is lying that. Cause I understood. That's why I used to tell you, like, BJ, I'm telling you, man. I don't know. I understand. I don't know. And you was like, shit.
You know what quote?
It's a whooping coming along with this. I don't know.
You know one quote that always stuck with me, and like I've always dealt with women, like I always dealt with older women with kids, and I'll be listening to them talk or say a lie about something. This one quote used to always say, "BJ, no matter what age I was, BJ, you the only person in this conversation ain't been 16." What are you talking about? I'm trying to tell you this lie and then get you believe. What's wrong with you? You was sitting here just saying nonsense. Believe this lie. I'm trying to tell you. Like, what's wrong with you? Like, why don't you believe this lie? You know how many times I went over this lie on the way home and you gonna sit here and poke holes through it? And then you be like, you lie because of this, because of this, and because of this. Man, I don't know what you're talking about. It didn't happen like that. In my head, like, track on me. This nigga 4 weeks.
Yeah, man. But only reason I knew you was lying because I had told those lies 23 years before you told.
I promise you, I listened to people and I was like, oh my God. I remember this lie. I remember this lie vividly. Like, I remember what I was doing when I said this lie.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I remember the lie that I was going to tell on top of the lie if you called me in this lie. And it didn't work at all.
Never worked. Never worked, boy.
Never even came close to work.
Because I had told a lie. I used to tell you, like, BJ, after you get in trouble, I say, BJ, do you understand why I caught you in the lie? And you'd be like, nope. Because you sitting there like, it was a good enough lie for me.
I would have believed this.
I was like, BJ, I told this lie already. I wrote that lie, nigga. The footnote on that lie got my name on it.
I was about to say, I've been telling myself this, man. I got it. I remember. I might be telling on myself on this. I remember I lied so bad. I think you just said it. Forget it. Me and Lil Vince. That's why I love my cousins too. Shout out to Phyllis kids. Me and Lil Vince, Lil Mike came home late. We knew we was supposed to be there at a certain time. Came home, we out the train. You go, where y'all been? First thing to come up my mind, man. Juju had us out all night, man. He said he had to make a couple woo. And he was like, all right, well, get Juju on the phone. I said, this is when the phone didn't have a big text pad. So
Yeah. Hey, get Juju on the phone, man.
I called Juju loud straight. He said, hey, you just dropped BJ off? Yeah. He was like, hey, man, swing back around. He said, man, Unc, I'm already at the expressway.
Yeah, I'm already at I remember that. I'm already at the E-way,
I say, I look at you, you look at me. Go upstairs.
No, I knew that was a lie. But
That's what I said. You let it go. I said, I started the story by saying, one of the lies, you just let go. Like, you know what?
no, because you know why I let that lie go for real? It wasn't that I wasn't even tired of the lie. That's a lie me, Mike, and Vince would have told.
The killer part about that lie was I hadn't talked to Juju previously from that.
Oh, no.
I was supposed to call it. If that lie to really work or potentially have more lie power, I was supposed to at least call Juju on the way in the house.
No, but that's why. Hey, that's
instantly lied. Like,
that's the same type of lie me, Mike, and Vince would have told. See, we ain't had no cell phones and cars. We ain't had no cell phones and cars. So if my mama would have said, she'd said, call Miss Williams. Is Vince home? Oh no, he outside. So no, I would have told. I'd have told that. Favorite memory, Jack.
Probably one of them auto show memories, and we got a lot. Them auto show because I love cars, and you know what? You know why the auto show? One of them auto show memory was because you didn't like cars, and I could see it in your face. You couldn't stand cars the way I liked them.
Right.
But you would keep walking around like.
I used to be tired as
I
hell.
remember at one year, you broke, and I was like, man, this man really wasn't messing with me because he don't even like being here, but he keep taking me back. One year you broke Larry for me to
Yeah, so you could.
somebody to talk to.
Yeah, I was like, hey, you know that shit. I don't know this shit. Yeah. My favorite moment was your worst moment. You remember we used to go to the White Sox games all the time.
Yeah.
And I got some real good your mother job gave us some tickets on the third base line to see Roger Clemens. He was on like a 12, 15 game winning streak or something like that. I don't remember what it was. He had a record setting thing, you know what I mean? And Bria wanted to go. And he was like, Dad, don't let her go. I was like, BJ, how are we going to tell your sister she can't go? She's going to want to leave in the middle of the game. We're not going to be able to finish the game. I said, nah, she going to be cool. Around the fourth inning, Bria was like, I'm cold. And you were just sitting there like this. I told your ass. And around the sixth inning, Bria was like, let's get the fuck out of here. And you looked at me.
Let's go.
Like, yeah, he was like, let's go then.
I told you to breathe.
Hey, that and the what's the sauce you didn't like? Well, you lied and said you ain't like honey mustard. I was like, hey, let's get some honey mustard, BJ. You was like, I don't like honey mustard, Dad. Now we ain't getting that. I got honey mustard anyway. I said, hey, try this. Oh, this is good. I said, yeah, that's good in honey mustard.
Because it was the first time I ever had chicken fingers and honey mustard.
Yeah.
He was ordering pizza. He was like, I'm gonna get y'all some pizza. It was me and Bree. Like, I'm gonna get y'all some pizza, some chicken fingers, and some honey mustard. Chicken fingers. Somebody call my mom. I gotta go. This nigga's tripping. First of all, I done heard this nigga that ordered. Look, I'm gonna weed you out. First of all, I heard this nigga order mushrooms on the pizza. Now this nigga in here feeding us chicken fingers and honey mustard. Mustard. So what make you think about honey mustard? Nigga, you tripping.
Dad, he was like, can I call my mom? I said, nah, you can't call your mom.
Yeah, this nigga's tripping. Come get her. Please come get her.
You've been eating chicken fingers ever since.
Man.
Yeah, that was a good night too. Yeah, that was a good night. I remember that. That's when we had the joint up on Kenmore.
The Lake View House.
The Lakeview House. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? That's up there too. Man, I remember that vividly. You at the PlayStation with the Wu-Tang fighting game. Yeah, a lot of people don't know about that Wu-Tang fighting game.
That's right.
Yeah, I'm just getting on the Wu-Tang clan because of the show. No, I've been on Wu-Tang.
Hey. I used to let you drive the Trans Am then too.
Yeah, with the T-top joint.
With the T-tops. Yeah. You thought she was shy.
See, that's one thing I was telling my manager. Like, man, I got so many of those. It's not one or two, not no weekend things. It was weekend there now and then until I started getting older and said, hey, nigga,
I'm gonna need that car. Yeah, I don't want to kick with you. Let me get that car about you, homie.
Livingston got the girls.
I got the car. Okay. We finna shut it down. This is gonna be the last question.
Okay.
When did we become friends?
So you sent me the what is it called? Send me a list of the questions so I can think about this. I've been thinking about it since you sent it to me Monday or so.
Mm-hmm.
told me this when I was a kid. Like, me and you probably ain't gonna be cool until you in the dope, so you can get that out your head now. You can hate me out. And I can, like I said, I can't pinpoint it, but I want to say around like 21, 22, when I started moving and shaking on my own. But I've always had like the security blanket of my cousins with me, like Peanut and Juju. They was always right there. So any mistake I made, they was right there to go, hey, that ain't how you supposed to do it. But 21, 22, I was kicking it heavy with them. Then I started getting a job. I was working dropped out of college. I had a full-time job and was doing my thing with the clothing business. And it was just so many things as I got old. As the days, like I said, it's not. I don't think the day has gone by where I haven't even referenced you or thought about like this nigga couldn't have had it. Like, so yeah, I want to say like a full-fledged like 21, 22, like drinking age. What I'll say is, yeah, this. And me and you just had like slight conversations, and you could just see, you could feel the shifting. Like from when I was 18, 16, 17, I literally felt the shift because it was like, yeah, I ain't telling you nothing no more now. I'll still give you the advice, but not gonna experience exactly what I told you. And then you used to listen, and you used to have a little smirk on your face, like, I told you, I told you. And I had to just eat it, like, nigga. And then go back to the LeBron James shirt. It can't be always right.
Okay. Because of your birthday, you was a year behind. You know, the Chicago public school system make you start. You start after the first. If your birthday passed the first day of school, we should have pressed that. Looking back, we should have pressed on that, especially since your birthday was the damn 9th and the school started on the 4th. But anyway, that's neither here nor there at this point. You, I think we became friends even before you said. It ties into what you just said. I remember when you turned 18, you were junior high school, and you turned 18 that year, and I was like, "What's up, man?" And you was like, "Yeah, I'm finna go hang out with Vince and Mike and da da da." I said, "Hey. Man, you a grown-ass man." I remember exactly what I said. You a grown-ass man, dog. I said, you know what that mean, right? I said, he was like, what? I said, that mean, I ain't your father. No. I said, I ain't your dad no more. I'm your father. I said, he was like, what that mean? I said, everything I say is advisory now. You do what the hell you want to do. You tell me drop dead. I said, but that's when I told you. I say, but let me tell you something. The worst thing you can hear is me talking in your ear while you making a mistake. And you looked at me like, I'm finna kick it on my birthday. Shut up. And we, yeah. 2 fingers, 1 word, I'm out.
Hey, you put some gas in. What type of good gas you put?
You're right. What type of gas you want? I'll use your car again then?
Right.
Father.
Here you go with that, man.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah, but that is because soon after, that's when I just started giving you my car. I'd be like, hey, that's when I used to ask you, what you doing? You need the car?
Yeah. Hey, you know one thing I want to say? This might be like a side note. I just thought about this when you said my junior high school. I almost want to thank you. I hated the school. But I want to thank you for not letting me drop out.
You mean transfer. Don't say drop out. Yeah.
Yeah, transfer. Because I begged. I was like, and you knew the high school. And I used to hate you for it, too. I'm like, you know these people don't be us. And you still want me to go here? What's wrong with you? He was like, because I ain't about to let you quit. I would let me quit.
Hey.
What's wrong with you? These people hate me. These people don't want to see me succeed. I had at least 40 to 50 teachers. Only 2 of them wanted to see me succeed. Mr. Lehman, Mr. Lehman, Ms. Miller, and Coach Kane. Black Coach Kane.
Yeah.
Our viewers.
Brother Kane, not cocaine.
Not cocaine. They're the only people who want to
Yeah, when the world against you, when you think that your entire universe against you, and you have to stick it out, you walk through the rest of your life like it's nothing. And I knew it because I didn't. And again, it goes back to the mistakes that I made. I mean, I love my time at West House Vocational High School. In hindsight, I'm glad I went there. It was nothing bad about it. It was the polar opposite of what you're talking about. Mr. Bowman and Mr. Payton was the only two people in that school that I would punch in the face right now if I saw. But the only two people in that school that I felt didn't want me to succeed. It was the total opposite. But academically, I should have stayed my ass at Lincoln Park. Because Lincoln Park had more amenities than Westinghouse because they were in an affluent neighborhood and they had things like rich kids going there. One of the Cubs' sons went there. They had things that Westinghouse just didn't offer.
Right.
Now, the only thing, it's two things that I'm disappointed with you about. Because you could have gotten me out of poverty. You 28, we could be on your second 300. We only be on your $300 million deal right now. Because your black ass was a damn good baseball player from day one. And then you came to me after that first season and said, hey, Pop, you wanna, you mad if I quit baseball? Boy, I was like,
Because you would never let me quit in the middle of anything.
yeah,
Whatever I started, I had to finish.
you had to finish. And I was like,
I was like,
you called, no, but you hit me up at the end of the season. You was like,
that's what I said. It was the end of everything. Like,
Yeah, I was-
in the football.
he was like,
I'm about tired of getting hit. We got about 2 more games left.
Yeah.
No need to go look for cleats.
yeah, he was like, don't need to go look. Yeah, I was like,
You
man.
know what?
Yeah, you quit that baseball team. I was like, oh, he good at this shit. And then it was funny, but it was tragic. This should show you how disconnected with sports you were. I mean, I was super sports guru dude, sports. I'm watching the Sports Center 75 times a day. I'm recording the Sports Center and watching it again. And you used to be like, hey, man, what's up? What else on TV? So one day you came home.
I'm still a guy to this day that only watches the Super Bowl for the commercials.
Yeah, you watched more than I did.
To this day, I only watch just to see the funny Pepsi commercials in the halftime show if it's somebody I want to see.
Man, hey, bro. You came back. You came back and you was like, hey, I'm gonna go out for baseball again. I'm like, okay, I might get out of poverty after all. And then it was a Saturday. It was the day that we went to the Hall of Fame, Pro Football Hall of Fame. In Ohio, yeah. And I'm putting on my clothes. I said, hey, BJ, whatever happened to the baseball team? And you was like, oh man, I ain't make it. I said, yeah, I went and tried out. And they only let me play for a couple of minutes. And they just said, hey, you come back tomorrow. And I was like, what? Yeah, they told me to just leave. I was like, BJ, you made the team, right? No, they told me to just come back tomorrow. I said, that means you made it, Jack. They don't tell you to come back tomorrow if you don't make it. So you owe me at least $75 million, man. I figured you'd have got a $300 million deal. I could have begged you about at least 75.
Yeah.
50, 25. Okay, 25 million. I think I could have begged you about a 25 million. I think you owe me $25 million, man.
I would stay with that hustle with DJ. Oh man, I kick myself every single time I look up about that.
See, and that's why you tried to get me to buy you that expensive board. That I said, you don't stick with nothing.
I had 2 of them.
Yeah, I bought 2 of them. I'm like, nah, because I told you I'm gonna get you this. I told you I'm gonna get you this trash one. And if you practice, I get you the. I upgrade.
I got Cole on the CD with it. You was like, you know what? All right, I got you. You would have bought me the digital one, and you had to pay a subscription for it.
I paid it all, and I could have threw that shit in the garbage.
I wanted the pot. You say, DJ, you in the party. Why not get paid to be there instead of party?
And then Dan hired you to be the DJ. I thought that was going to be your cue. But just like them damn watches, STBY, Jack. But I want my $25 million, man. You owe me the money. Because I bought them damn baseball cleats. I bought them football cleats. I wasn't mad at you getting with football because you had that concussion, then they benched you. And then football, you had started too late. By the time you got to football, it was too late.
Yeah, it was.
But
Them brothers had been, like, they was literally, I remember we was on the football team, they were literally talking about how they were playing Pee Wee football together.
right. But hey, one thing about that football team, it ain't many people that can say they started their football career with a strip sack.
Yeah.
And then you got up and blocked for the touchdown. Hey, I can't say that. So, hey, with that being said, man, thanks for being on. B Jilla. In 2 weeks, we'll be back.
2 weeks.
HRap B, the podcast, the dopest podcast, father son podcast in the universe. And y'all know how we get down. It is by saying, dream those dreams and man up and woman up and live those dreams, because life without dreams flows in black and white. Life with dreams flows in technicolor surround sound. You got anything to say before we go?
Shout out to my mom.
Yeah, ain't shouting at your mama.
Man, you don't be a hater, man. It takes
I ain't shouting at your mama, man. I don't even know your mama. I don't even know if you my son. You ain't gonna shout out your sister?
See y'all in 2 weeks, man.
You ain't gonna shout out your sister. That's horrible.
That's Nikki's daughter.
Nikki daughter.
Shout out to Nikki's daughter.
With that being said, man, everybody who tuned in, I need y'all to hit that like button. If you're on YouTube or Facebook, hit the like button, the thumbs up on YouTube, like button on Facebook. I need you to subscribe. Tell a friend to tune in. Tomorrow, on same bat time, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, you'll have my man Rated Kev, Sister Charlotte. We are rap sessions. But we're going to talk about entertainment. It's going to be a 5-part series. Me, Rated Kev, and Charlotte, we will talk about the entertainment industry. We will talk about music. We will talk about movies. We will talk about TV and commercials. We will talk about movies, music, TV, commercials, and social media. Tomorrow, we're going to go movies. I got to send them the questions. We're going to go movies. We'll see y'all in 2 weeks. This is HRap B. This is HRap. That's B. And salute to, I got to bust out my list. I forgot. I'm reckless on this side. I'm reckless. Everybody who give us the motivation to do this. Salute to all our ancestors. Salute to all our elders. Salute to the Ghetto Boys, Tariq Nasheed, Nori, Talib Kweli, Ray Grady, Zoe Williams, Corey Hokus, Craig Smith, Al Sharpton, Heather B., the homeboy Clay Kane doing his damn thing. My favorite, Larry Daniel favorite, she killing the game. Greg Carr, Dr. Greg Carr, the Queen Mother Karen Hunter. And salute and prayer. Send a prayer out to Joe Madison, the Black Eagle. Joe Madison, the Black Eagle. Always download the 5Call app. Always download politicking app. I'm going to start giving out the phone number to Congress. All you need is your state representative, your state senator, and you can call and complain. It's their job to hear it. And y'all already know, if I owe you something, I ain't got it. And if you need it, get it from God.
We lust for that cheese, we lose sleep, dreams of that cream. We killing our teams, they down for this American dream. Them government schemes, they turning us to hustlers and fiends. We hustling trees, the politicians smuggling green. Chasing that cheese, got everybody stressed in the streets. Pardon me for speaking freely, let it breathe. Evangelists preach to congregations out of their seats. They writing them checks for tithes, now it's people can't eat. She stripping for change for school, now she giving it brain. She used to that loot, she earning, now she giving them strain. He new to this game, but hungry, so he cooking his cane. He getting that paper, but then they gave him tools to the brain. There's rules to this game, but hustlers never hustle for fame. The spirit of greed is grimy, so we struggle to change. They put us in chains and take away our African names. But if we submissive and don't resist, then who do we blame? It's all a game, man. These Europeans thinking they claim that you a victim of the game plan. You thinking they ain't, you thinking they saints. Remember all them niggas they hang? Killed our women and our children, all our leaders is slain. They gave us Obama, but that nigga was hoping for change. But Zimmerman is killing niggas and he free. Shit is crazy, babies having these babies and getting checked. But keep the child from they pop about to rip his heart out his chest. Our rappers was leaders and nodding in the booth in the dress. Spitting bullshit and making more, but giving us less. They taking our sound and changing ours, dumbing it down. They taking our jobs and homes and they shutting us out. They taking our kids because it ain't a man in the house. They locking us down, but soon they gon' be wiping us out. They told our women they was too independent to need a man. Told our brother he was too insignificant to advance. All a game, man. These Europeans staking they claim. And you a victim of their game plan. You thinking they ain't. You thinking they saints. Remember all them niggas they hang. Killed our women and our children. All our leaders is slain. It's all a game.
We are built for this network, for the strong, not the weak.